Hi, folks. It is Sue today in Fans of the Framework, going live on the topic of what is that number one thing that is likely stalling your organization's growth? Okay, so what is that sneaky little culprit? So there might be some things that pop to mind when you think about that. But as I ponder this question, and I've seen it enough to now believe that it's true, is that I think there's one sneaky thing that is getting in the way of, in healthcare, but probably in any business, growth. So, and as I like to say, I've heard it out there, if you're not growing, you're dying when it comes to being a business. So you've all heard this quote as well, that good is the enemy of great. Jim Collins in his work, good is the enemy of great. But what I'm going to pose to you today is that good is the enemy of growth. Let me say that again. Good is the enemy of growth. So what do I mean by that? So think about any place in business, you as a human, when you make decisions about what services you're going to buy, what products you're going to buy, you probably, you may once buy something that's good, but you're not going to be loyal to it, right? If it's good. But if it's great, now all of a sudden you are loyal to that, whether it's a brand of shampoo, whether it's a restaurant, etc., right? So once we experience something that's great, we get loyal to it. We use it again, we recommend it to others, and we talk positively about it in our community, in our circles, right? So we basically get turned into chief marketing or chief promotion officers for certain products or services when we experience a product or service that is great, right? So think about that in your own healthcare organization, right? What is your customer? What are your patients experiencing, right? Is it good or is it great? So human behavior is such that when something is good, we get into this may or may not position. We may or may not recommend it to others. We may or may not choose it again. We may or may not speak positively about it. That's the human response to good. Okay? It doesn't even have to be fair or poor to cause that may or may not kind of experience and decision making in humans. But when something is great, we become loyal. We choose it again, we recommend it to others, and we talk positively about it in the community. So that's exactly what we want our customers to do. And I have had the great experience of working in a healthcare organization where things were pretty good. They were good, they were average. And guess what? That was not an attraction magnet for customers. In fact, many, even our own employees that work there, were choosing to drive 90 miles down the road to seek healthcare elsewhere for themselves and their families, right? And so we turned that around by bumping up our service, our patient experience, our quality, our outcomes to great. We didn't have fancy new marketing campaigns. We didn't have new fancy radio ads, etc. That's not what's going to drive customers to your healthcare organization, right? We need those so they even know we're there and what we do. I'm not against marketing and promotion. Heck, I have to do it for my own business, right? People have to know you even exist before they can try you the first time. But wow, it's that experience that when somebody chooses you and they have that experience will determine what happens next in their relationship with you or not. Will they come again? Will they recommend you to your family and friends? Will they talk positively about you in the community, right? So, this is a really important thing. And I've seen it enough to believe that it's true that when an organization, when a business becomes great, and it changes. It just changes their ability to grow. It's way easier to sell a product that's great than one that's just good. And then again, on the other end of that is the human response to what they do based on whether it's good or great. So the other thing I want to talk about too, not just about your product or your service that you deliver and is that good or great, but let's talk about our workplace or being an employer. So if we're a great place to work, that same human dynamic happens. So if we're a great place to work, we're going to be an attraction magnet for talent. And is it easier to grow your business when you are an attraction magnet for talent? So for instance, you can recruit providers and specialty talent and a larger workforce. Like I said, the organization that I work for, we grew so much, we had to add a lot of jobs. In fact, we had to add 500 or 600 more jobs in just a few short years because we grew so fast when we got that product thing right. We got that greatness right. We bumped everything up from good to great. And so, are you an attraction magnet? It's hard to grow when you're struggling to recruit. It's hard to grow when you're struggling with vacancy rates. It's hard to grow when it's hard to get that great outcome and experience for your customers when you're not a great place to work. We know that is true. There is such a link between a great work experience and being a great employer and having that great product that I talked about first, right? So those are tied together. So we always work on those two things in parallel when we're working with a healthcare organization on their journey to greatness, is we're working on those two things in parallel: great work experience and great patient experience, safe and satisfying. And when we work on those two things together, right, and they're both great, it's just a place for growth to flourish. Really, it becomes a place. And it's so much fun, because sometimes people can think of this is like, what's in it for employees when we grow? Oh, we get more work to do. They may think, oh, I'm already busy, right? I'm already busy. So your own employees may be a little bit resistant in an organization that's just good. But when you light up an organization and your culture and your engagement to being great, guess what? Your employees want to win. They want to be part of a great organization. They want to give discretionary effort. They want to become your chief marketing officers. They want to recommend you as an employer to others, as a provider to others, give discretionary effort, all those things that are part of being great. And again, greatness and growth go together, folks, right? Way easier to grow when you are great. Yesterday, I was having a conversation with a great team of senior leaders in a healthcare organization, and the CEO used these words. He goes, when you get the employee and patient experience right, meaning great, finance and growth just seems to take care of themselves, right? It's just the ripple effect. It's the positive ripple effect of being great, is that you grow. And then when you grow, your finances follow. So growth and greatness. Good is the enemy of growth, and greatness is the strategy for growth. And under that is being a great employer, being a great place for people to receive care. And when you can make that happen, your organization can grow. Now, I don't mean grow just for the sake of growing, right? Like I'm a strategist as well as in healthcare. And, we have to grow to what our community needs from us. We have to add services, expand services and capacity based on what our community needs from us. So we can't just grow and add services that nobody needs, right? So there has to be that too. So I know we still have to make plans and execute, and project management, all that stuff has to happen too. But all that is so much harder when we're only good in the patient experience. We're only good in the employee experience, okay? So strive for greatness, folks. Strive for greatness and you'll grow. And what follows that usually is good financial success, which is good. All organizations, even not-for-profit organizations, have to be profitable. Can't reinvest in new technology, equipment, all those things to keep your business thriving, to serve your mission if you don't, okay? So these things are all tied together. And, you might as well be great. If you're going to come to work every day and you're going to put in that time and effort and energy, you might as well, put that towards getting better, getting great, growing versus just defending the current state or defending the status quo. So, mediocrity can be replaced by greatness, and it should be, because patients and employees deserve it. I mean, that's just my belief as a leader and in healthcare as a healthcare leader, is that our patients deserve that. Good is not good enough for our community. And so I want to end today with a little bit of a call to action, is that in particular related to creating that really great employee experience and engagement. I'm going to be doing a strategic workshop. And I mean, this is not going to be a, lecture or didactic or, filled with that kind of stuff. This is going to be me facilitating. And hopefully, what we desire is that senior leadership teams, their whole senior leadership team, show up for this workshop. It could be just one or two people if that's all that works with the time frame, because we're kind of giving you a short notice. It's going to be later in April. But this is really designed for an entire senior leadership team to create a vision and an action plan for their people pillar, and I'm going to facilitate them through a process, because we've been working for the last 9 years with dozens of healthcare organizations to turn their people pillar from good to great. And so this is the visioning, this is the planning activity, and of course I'm going to give some ideas for your action plan to beef it up. I'm going to help you create yours, and I'm going to help you beef it up. And this is truly going to be a workshop, so come with pens and paper and be ready to go. And so that's coming up. I'm going to put the link in the comments. And of course, Whitney in our office is doing a great job starting to get the word out on that just yesterday. So we'll put the link to registering for that here in the comments. And then also, if this resonated with you at all, if this topic resonated with you at all, please leave a note in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. What is your reactions to this? Have you seen, some of the things I'm talking about human behavior when something's good versus great? What about your own experience with that, either in healthcare or not? I'd love for you to put a comment there. And also, these videos get uploaded to our YouTube channel. And so when it's uploaded there, I don't know exactly how long it takes to get there, but eventually it'll get there. And when it gets there, any of our videos that we do here in Fans of the Framework are available for you to see in the archives, and they're available, over time here in the group. But if you want to share them with somebody outside the group, you can go to our YouTube channel to be able to see those and be able to share them. So if you loved it, please leave me a comment. If you didn't love it, let me know that too. If you have any reaction to this, please put it in the comments. And if this might interest somebody else that you know, and or our workshop coming up might interest somebody else you know, please let them know. I'd appreciate it very much. Thanks so much. Bye-bye now.